Let's start in a thoracic opener. I'm going to give you a couple of options for doing this. So depending upon how tight you're feeling in the upper body, you're going to either use, grab a blanket, a yoga blanket if you have one. You're going to do a little roll up. You can always roll up your mat here. And just remember that the tighter you are, the less thick you're going to want this blanket. And it'll come a long way. You're gonna lay down over it. So you want the shoulder blades hitting on the top of this roll up, but this roll is just giving you a little opening in the thoracic. So cactus arms usually feels good here. You can take your arms out wide. You could even play with reaching them up overhead. So play around. So the other thing that starts to happen here sometimes is we get a little tug in the lower back that doesn't feel so pleasant. So perhaps you keep your knees bent, take feet wide, and then just allow knees to knock in towards each other. Maybe you just find Shavasana with your legs. You could always slide a blanket underneath your knees as well. So if this is like not doing it for you, if you feel like you'd want a little more and you have a couple of blocks, you could always do the thoracic back bend over these blocks. So lowest or middle height is usually good for this first one. Most of us usually need 2, and then we're gonna have a block for our head. Same concept. So you want shoulders to drape over the back of the block, but you're getting a little opening. So it's like that block or that blanket that you're on is hitting the bottom of your bra strap. And you don't necessarily need that top block. If you a little longer in the neck, your head might reach the floor, and that might feel like a nice stretch on the front of the throat. Same thing. Where do the arms feel good? Where do you want to have them? Do you keep the knees bent, or do you extend the legs to straight? Do be a little picky here. So make sure that you feel fairly comfortable, even though there is a lot of opening, a lot of stretch happening here. Let's take a nice deep inhale through our nose. You could think of this as a hit on the bong pipe. You can tell that I smoke pot, never. And then blow that smoke out. Happy 420, everyone. Do that a couple more times. Nice, smooth, deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Another time or two, just at your pace. And this time when you get to the top of your breath, pause there. Sip in a little more, because a little more never hurt anybody. And then let the breath go. Feel everything contract in, empty out. And after you've done that a couple more times, start to find the rhythm of your Ujjayi breath. So that inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose, you're constricting the sides of your throat. So there is this sound. It's like ocean waves rolling in and out. Length of the inhale, length of the exhale, really nice and even. Perhaps you are even counting the breath to help you find that. So inhaling to 5 or 6 or 7. And then exhaling to that same number. And then really just trying to mellow out here. The word of the day, mellow. Feel your bones get heavy. It's that edible brownie feeling when maybe you've had a little too much and you're melting into the couch. Channel a little of that. Feel that stretch across your heart and chest as that sternum lifts up towards the sky. Observe if you've started to grip anywhere. So shoulders might be pressing up towards the ears. Soften, let them release over your bolster, your blanket, your block, releasing towards the earth. Maybe you're gripping your fingers, the toes, soften there. Maybe there's a little tension in your face, jaw. Maybe there's a little grip in the inner thigh. Let these places release. And if you're going to think about things today, make sure that they're really, really profound things that you're thinking about, the kinds of things that occur to you when you're high. And then the goal here is to try to remember these really profound thoughts by the end of class. Okay, so let's all just start to stretch the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers. Press palms back behind you if that's available. So if the shoulders are feeling a little tighter, if the neck's feeling a little tighter, that might not be in the cards, in which case you're just reaching back, palms face towards each other. Keep shoulder blades squeezing in and releasing down. You might be lifting your thumbs, your wrists up off the floor any amount. See how long you can get. Knees can be bent here or legs extended. Good. As you exhale, just release your arms by your side. And few ways that you might come out of this. So particularly if you're on the blocks, you're going to probably want to bend your knees. And then I like to press into my forearms, then hands to lift up. You can also just roll off to the side. Rolling off to the side works really nice with the blanket or bolster. So if you're there, do that. And then you just move your prop edge out of the way and come onto your back again. Good, and let's give the knees a squeeze into the chest. Just rock and roll a little bit from side to side. Feel that softening of the upper spine especially. And then let's just place our feet down on the mat. Let's find a little preemptive, a little early hip stretch here. So take your right ankle, cross it above that left knee, flex the foot, take your right hand, just press into that right thigh. So you're trying to find more space in this lower right waist. Breath smooth and steady. Little gentle hip stretch. If you're not getting anything here, you can go ahead and bend your left knee in towards your chest. Interlace fingers either around your shin or your thigh. You can wedge that right elbow into that side thigh. So it's the same idea of you're just giving yourself a little pressure so you can feel a little more intensity. And then you keep breathing. You send your exhale to that outer right hip. You're getting curious about how things are feeling. And just noticing here. Good. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, go ahead and release. Uncross that right ankle. Left ankle crosses above that left knee. Just a few breaths here like this, and this might be all the further you go. How is this side different? Does it feel a little more intense? Just noticing. Trying to find that space in the lower left waist. You just stay here like this if this is a good place to be. Otherwise, you bend your right knee into your chest. Reach your hand through that triangle you've made. Interlace fingers around shin or thigh. Maybe wedge this left elbow into that thigh so you're pressing forward. Just intensifying things a little bit. How does this side feel? Good. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, go ahead and release. And then from here, we're going to start to roll forward and back on the spine, assuming that that feels okay to do. Just take a few rolls doing that. If that's not in the cards for you today, you just roll off to one side or the other. Okay, I'm going to eventually roll all the way up, cross ankles. Take your feet behind you, your legs behind you. Set up in your cat-cow. So landing with your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Close your eyes here. As you inhale, start to arch in your lumbar, your lower back. Chest comes forward through the gates of your shoulders. And then as you exhale, you vigorously press the mat away, firm down into your shins, round in your thoracics. So the opposite of how we opened up at the beginning. And then you continue like this. You're finding a pace that feels good to you. And might I suggest a little mellower today? Kind of stretching the breath out, being kind of easy and light about all of this. It's only yoga. Let's do a couple more rounds here. Good. On your next inhale, come back to your neutral spine so you're neither arching nor rounding. Let's walk our hands forward a couple of inches. Keep your belly engaged. Shift your shoulders over your wrists, maybe even slightly ahead. As you exhale, elbows bend an inch. Hover. Gaze forward. They bend another inch. Hover. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you go to shoulders in line with elbows, looking forward. And then as you exhale, everything lands on the mat in one piece. Beautiful work, Pamela. Press into the tops of your feet. Stretch back. In fact, let's do that. Let's inhale, lift our right leg up. Lengthen back, and then press that leg down. And then inhale, lift this left leg up. Lengthen back. Just imagine that somebody's pulling you by your heel. Press down. Fingertips underneath your shoulder heads here. As you inhale, keep pressing into both feet. Chest extends forward and up. As you exhale, lower down. So not really pressing into your arms here at all, just warming up these muscles in the back, lengthening them, strengthening them. You're flowing with your breath. Inhaling up. Exhale, lower down. Couple more. Bhujangasana, low cobra. Okay, let's do one more. Inhaling, coming up. We're going to hold here. So again, squeeze the elbows in. Feel the shoulder heads lift up towards the ceiling. Back of the neck, front of the neck, nice and even. So sometimes in this pose, we tend to throw the chin up towards the ceiling. So you don't want to overdo that, but we also don't necessarily want to tuck the chin here either. So you're splitting the difference. Gaze in front of you is going to help you to find that placement. Good. From here, let's inhale, press to our tabletop. And then we're going to curl our toes under. Keep a deep bend in your knees as you start to stretch your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Let your head release if it hasn't already. So your ears are between your biceps. Stay up on those right tippy toes, but melt that left heel back any amount. That leg might not get all the way to straight. That's absolutely fine. Doesn't matter if that heel hits the floor. Couple of breaths. Good. Exhale. Press right heel back. I didn't inhale you up to center, so go there. When you're pretending to smoke pot on 420, you just forget certain instructions. It happens. All right, as we inhale, back to both tippy toes. As you exhale, melt both heels back. Take a breath or two there. You can again have that deep bend in your knees. It's going to help you, especially if you're feeling a little tighter in the hamstrings or the lower back. All right, so from here, nice and easy, just start to walk your hands back to meet your feet. As we inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. So fingertips could be on the floor. Most of us are going to have our hands on our shins or thighs. So it's like you're making this L shape with your body. Gaze soft and gentle out in front of you. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Couple like that. This is a standing cobra pose. Inhale up, feel the shoulder blades squeeze. Feel the shoulder heads lift, beautiful. As you exhale, you fold back in. Inhale, gaze forward. So keep looking forward. Pull your belly in and up. Take your arms out wide like airplane wings. So just lift your shoulder heads up a little bit. Nice. So let's spin our palms to face forward. And then notice if you're gripping your toes here, soften. Maybe all the weight is back and the heels rock forward a little bit if that's you. Strong, strong legs. Engage the core. Start to rise up with a flat back. Reach your arms up overhead. Beautiful. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. And we start to flow a little bit here. We're going to see how we can flow without chaturangas and planks, since we got some shoulder stuff going on, and also because we want to slack a little bit on this esteemed holiday. As you inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, fold in. It's nice, it's easy, it's fluid. This feels really good. As you inhale, chest lengthens forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold back in. Press down, rise up. You can stretch your arms out wide. Sometimes it feels good to reach them forward. You can play around. So notice what you need today. We've got 3 more of these. You're just moving with your breath at that nice mellow pace. If you forget what you're doing, just make it up. You can add, you can subtract. Most important piece here is this smooth, steady breath. We're just using this breath to help us weave all of these poses together. Zero rush. When you're done with that 3rd round, you're just standing in your mountain pose, your Tadasana, with your palms together at your heart. Take a couple of breaths there. Eyes still closed. If they're open, you're just keeping your gaze soft and gentle, just maybe looking at the tips of your fingers, slightly ahead. Okay, let's exhale, release our arms by our side, palms face forward. So nice openness across our heart and chest. Find that feeling of laying over your block or your blanket that we did at the beginning of class. As you inhale, stretch up. Good, right fingertips to left wrist as you exhale. Side bend to the right. Inhale up here, and then exhale, left fingertips to right wrist, side bend to the left. One more each side, inhale up. Exhale off to the right, spinning those lower ribs up towards the ceiling. Exhale off to the left. Nice work. As you inhale, reach up. Maybe bring your gaze up, maybe press palms together. And then as we exhale, we're at the back of our mat. We hinge forward, nice flat back. We fold in. As you do that, you might find that bend in your knees. Inhale, bring your gaze forward. Nice and easy. Lead with your right hand. Start to walk out into your downward facing dog. As we inhale, we lift our right leg up. Good, exhale. Step that foot through between your hands. Land on your left knee. So little low lunge here. You can be on hands, you can be on blocks. You're melting this left thigh down towards the floor. And this can be really, really intense. So keep that breath moving. Good. And then let's curl these left toes under. Fire that leg up. So press that thigh up towards the ceiling, but just stay on your fingertips or even blocks here. And then let's just rock this back and forth. So kind of using that back foot as that fulcrum, kind of just massaging out the toes a little bit as well. Good, so just find a place of stillness here. Take a nice steep inhale, open across your heart, find a little cobra feeling. Then as we exhale, we're gonna step our left foot to meet our right foot at the top of the mat. Good, as you inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold in. Root into your feet, stretch arms out and up. Good, so coming up to your mountain pose, side bend again. So Exhale off to the right. Inhale up to center. And then exhale off to the left. Good. Inhale up to center. As you exhale, you hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. So keep the right foot forward, step that left foot back, the same place that we just were. Make sure that you're not on a tightrope. So you're in nice and low here, but you're not laying down on that front leg. Bring your arms out like airplane wings. Gaze slightly forward, little smile. Stretch your arms forward. Dude, this is hard. Find a little bend in that back knee. Peel your chest up. All right, so option to stay here with this back knee bent a little bit. Otherwise, maybe you try to straighten the leg, but you do that while trying to keep this nice deep bend in your right knee. All right, feel the outer hip squeeze in, right fingertips to left wrist as you exhale. Side bend to the right. So counter that with this right glute squeezing in. Maybe you begin to look up underneath that top arm. Feel your shoulder blades release down. Good. Inhale, come on up. Maybe lift your gaze. Maybe press your palms. As you exhale, hands plant, step back to your downward facing dog. Be careful if there's pets or people behind you or props. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, chest lengthens. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, press down into your feet. Stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Beautiful work. As you inhale, arms reach. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. So keep looking forward. Lead with your left hand. This time, walk into your downward facing dog. Good. Keep hips even. As you inhale, lift your left leg. And then exhale, use your belly to help step that foot through. It's a hard move. You might have to pick that leg up and move it. Land on your right knee. Ooh, and then we melt in here. So hip flexor on the front of the leg, quadriceps, big muscles that get super, super tight. So you help yourself by using some proppage. Be that blocks or an edible, whatever you need to open up that right hip flexor a little bit. You can always back out a hair if you need to. And then maybe you're getting curious about how, if this side is different than the other side. Good. And then, so let's again just curl those right toes under. So left leg is forward, and then just rock it, and just using that back leg, kind of just getting into the toes, stretching things out, but keep that back leg really strong and active. Make sure you're not clenching your teeth here. All right, so just come to a place of stillness. All right, so your gaze is slightly forward. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, step your right foot to meet your left foot at the top of your mat. As you inhale, chest extends. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press into your feet. Stretch arms out and up. Good. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhaling, reaching. Good. Stay here as you exhale, side bend to the left. Good. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhaling up. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Good. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Keep this left foot forward, step that right foot way back here. Make sure you're not on a tightrope, so feet are about hips distance apart. Okay, and then you're not laying down on this front leg. You're engaging your belly a little bit. Take your arms out wide. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other, the center of your back. Feel a little bit of that thoracic opening in your upper body. Gaze soft and gentle in front of you. All right, spin your palms forward, reach the arms up overhead. See how long you can get. Press that right heel back. Imagine that it's up against a wall. And then keep all this work in your legs. Start to peel your chest up, coming in to your crescent pose. Fire up the outer thighs, and you can have a little bend in that back knee if you need to, otherwise you can firm up that leg, bringing it to straight. Left fingertips to right wrist, deep inhale. Exhale, keep the lower body nice and even, but side bend the upper body off to the left. For sure, a little bit of a balance pose, so if you fall out, no big deal. And just get back in. Maybe you're bringing your gaze slightly up. All right, here we go. As we inhale, we come up to center. And then as we exhale, we release down, palms plant, just step back to your downward facing dog, and then start to walk your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in. Pressing down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. So let's just flow all of that together, add on a little bit, just kind of find a little groove here. So as you inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hinge, forward fold in. Nice and fluid. Inhale, chest extends forward. So you exhale, start to walk forward into your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Good, exhale, step that foot through, lower on to your left knee, Anjali Asana. Inhale, rise up, low crescent pose, beautiful. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Curl these left toes under, take a deep inhale, and then exhale, step that foot to meet the right foot. Inhale, chest extends. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press down into your feet, stretch arms out and up. Exhale, hands come together at your hearts. All right, inhaling, reaching. Stay here, exhale, side bend to the right. Good, inhale back to center. Hopefully this is feeling a little easier. Exhaling to the left. Inhale up, see how tall you can get. Hold on to all of this length in your spine as you exhale, hinge forward. Fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. We're gonna keep our right foot where it's at. We're gonna step our left foot way back. Make sure you're not on train tracks. All right, inhale, reach the arms back. Good, exhale, take them out like airplane wings. Good, inhale, stretch them forward. Take an exhale here. Strong, strong legs as you inhale, rise up. Full crescent pose. And then our little side bend here as you exhale, off to the right. Inhale up to center. Exhale, release your hands down, palms plant. Step back to your downward facing dog and start to walk your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Really let the back of your neck release. You might have to bend your knees to find that. Inhale, stretching arms out and up. Maybe gaze up, press palms together. Oh, as you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhaling, reaching. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen forward. Okay, start to exhale into your downward facing dog. As you inhale, you lift that left leg, hips stay even. Use your belly to help you exhale. Step this foot through, pick it up, move it if you have to. Right knee lands down, direct tailbone down. Inhale, arms reach up, Anjali Asana, gorgeous. As you exhale, Palms press, curl those right toes under and step that foot forward at the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. How spacious can you get? As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhaling, arms reach. Good. As you exhale, side bend to the left, outer hip squeeze in. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend to the right. We inhale, come up. Keep this long as you hinge forward at your waist, folding in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Keep the left foot forward. Exhale, step that right foot way back. Strong, strong legs. Inhale, reach your arms long. So fingertips point back. And then as you exhale, find those airplane wings. Lift your shoulder heads up towards the ceiling. Find cobra. Inhale, arms stretch up overhead, palms face towards each other. Take an exhale here. Really find your feet. And then use your feet to lift you up into your full crescent pose. On your inhale, outer hips squeeze in a lot. Exhale, side bend to the left. Good. Inhale, up to center. As we exhale, we release down. Step left foot to meet right foot in your downward facing dog. And nice and casual like, just walk your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press into your feet. Stretch your arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Go ahead and close your eyes. And just take a couple of moments here. Check in. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe there's a little heat in your body. Maybe all this talk of 420 has given you the munchies. Maybe you are just feeling kind of mellow, just thinking about it. Just notice where you're at. And even if it's not where you think you should be, just accept it. Be good with it. Good. One more deep inhale. And open your mouth. Sigh the breath out. Let it go. Ha. Good. Blink your eyes open. Release your arms by your side. Do have a prop set up at the top of your mat. If there's not a block already there, you can just put it there and then come to the back of your mat again. So we're going to get into, we've done some neutral poses, got into the hip flexors, the hamstrings, hamstrings. I just called them hamstrings. That's what they feel like, hamstrings. We're going to do a little hip opening here. So our standing hip open poses. So our warrior two triangle. All right. So at the back of your mat, as you inhale, arms reach out and up. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. And then exhale, just taking your time, walking into your downward facing dog, keeping your heels pressing back as long as you can. Great work. Inhale, right leg lifts. Good. As you exhale, you're gonna step that foot through between your hands. This time you're gonna heel toe it to the left twice. Spin into the back edge of your left foot. So your right heel should be intersecting your left arch here. Keep a nice deep bend in this front knee as we inhale. We windmill arms up and over. So your torso is facing towards the long edge of your mat. And then you might find that you need to go a little wider with your stance so you can scoot that front foot forward. All right, so let's inhale. Press to the inner edge of that right foot. Stretch the arms up overhead a couple times like this. Exhale, sink in. Good. Inhale, reaching up. It's kind of like triangle pose legs here. As you exhale, fold in. Stay here like this. Flip your right palm to face up towards the ceiling. And then as we inhale, we find that lateral stretch. So reverse warrior. Exhale. Press that right leg to straight, reverse triangle. Inhale, bend the knee. Good, exhale, press to straight. Inhale, bend the knee. Take an exhale here. Maybe gaze up underneath that top arm. Inhale, find your Virabhadrasana 2. Good, and then as we exhale, we're gonna reach, 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 reach. So a couple of options. You can bring your elbow to your thigh, or maybe you find your block, take it to the inside of your foot. Good, and then just finding your Parsvakonasana. In this configuration, you can really start to press this upper arm into that leg. And then from here, seal into the back edge of your left foot. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Good, exhale, bend the knee. Stay here like this on your inhale. And then exhale, spin your palm to face forward. Reach that arm up and over. Inhale, straighten just that front leg. Good. Exhale, bend in. And then on one breath, we're going to inhale up and over, find our reverse warrior. Beautiful work. As you exhale, come up to your Virabhadrasana 2. Good. Inhale, press that front leg to straight. And then exhale, reach, 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 reach. We're going to shift the block behind our foot here. Classic triangle pose. You're lengthening through the right side of your waist. Shoulder blades are stacking on top of each other. Big, big hip opening. As you press more into the inner edge of your right foot, the mound of the big toe, the inner heel, feel this inner right thigh wrap towards your outer right thigh. Maybe you bring your gaze up. If that doesn't feel good in the neck, you're simply looking forward or down. Good. One more deep inhale here. Good. And then as you exhale, just unwind. So keep this front leg straight, but come onto those left toes. All right. So little pyramid pose. So we're back to neutral hips. So you're dragging that left hip forward. Big, big hamstring stretch. You could have your hands on blocks here. Just a couple of breaths. You might be pretty high. This is intense, especially with this wide-legged version. Deep inhale. Good, and then as you exhale, you start to bend that right knee. Palms plant. All right, step your right foot back to meet your left foot. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, ha. And then as we inhale, we lift our left leg up. Exhale, step that foot through. All right, so we're gonna heel toe that foot to the right twice, spin into the back edge of that right foot. So we are heel to arch, deep, deep bend in this front knee. We're going for that big hip opener. Before we even rise up, you're pressing to the inner edge of that foot a lot. Inhale, find your Virabhadrasana 2. So sometimes we hinge forward here, or we pull back too far. You're right in the center. Your torso is squaring to the long edge of your mat. Okay, strong, strong legs as you inhale. Straighten that front leg, arms reach up overhead. Just a couple of these, kind of warming up. Exhaling in. Good. Inhale, think isometric stretch. So everything's squeezing into the midline. Exhale in. All right, so flip your left palm to face up. Keep your legs like this. Inhale, nice and light. Right hand reaches down that back leg. Top arm comes up and over on your inhale. And then let's exhale, straighten that front leg, that left leg. Inhale, sink in. Good, exhale. Press to straight. Good, inhale here. Take an exhale. And then as you inhale, find your Virabhadrasana 2. And then we're going to start to hinge forward, exhale, and then elbow to that thigh, or block to the inside of your foot is really nice if you have one. So Parsva Konasana. Inhale, press to the inner edge of that left foot, bring that leg to straight. Good, exhale, sink in. Take an inhale here, keep rolling those left ribs up. Spin your right palm to face forward, reach that right arm up and over as you exhale. Good, stay here like this, inhale. Straighten that left leg. And then exhale, sink back in. All right, so don't overthink it. We're gonna make our way into our reverse warrior. So you have to keep the legs very straight. Inhale, reach up and over. Good, take an exhale here. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, shoulder blades release down your back. And then inhale, press that front leg to straight. And then as we exhale, we shift into our triangle pose. Hand can lay on your thigh, your shin, or you move that block behind your foot. Press to the inner edge of that left foot. Feel the inner left thigh wrap towards the outer left thigh. Shoulder blades stack on top of each other. Inhale, lengthen through the left side of your waist. And gaze forward, down, or up. Good. One more nice deep inhale here. Keep the legs straight. Unwind and then just flip onto those right toes and then maybe walk that left foot off to the left. But then pull that left hip back as your right hip comes forward. Fingertips might be on blocks. You might be pretty upright. If you're a little more flexible, you can fold in any amount. Huge hamstring stretch. You're gonna feel this outer glute. You might even be getting a nice little stretch in the back leg, certainly those toes. So Parsvattanasana, pyramid pose. From here, as you inhale, start to bend that left knee. Then palms press as you exhale, step that left foot back to meet your right foot. And then nice and easy, just walk your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, chest extends forward. As you exhale, you hinge forward, fold in. And then you press down into your feet, stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together, your heart, close your eyes. Just take a couple of breaths here. Good, blink your eyes open. So we're gonna come into a nice, long, supported bridge pose because that just feels right today. It feels mellow and kind of like a nice thing to do. So if you don't have a block, you could grab books, you could grab a firm cushion from the couch, you could use blankets here. So any kind of makeshift prop, you could also roll up your mat and slide that underneath. But go ahead and roll on down. And if you have two blocks, sometimes it can be nice to stack the two blocks on top of each other. This has to do kind of just like with dimensions of your body in addition to how flexible you are. So it can feel a little intense if you're a little more petite. So maybe just one block, but try this if you want. It's nice. It gets a little more stability with the two blocks stacked on top of each other. So we are on our backs, feet pressing into the mat. They're about hips distance apart, knees landing over your ankles. Make sure that you have enough space. So a lot of times we're given the direction to bring our heels in so that we can touch them. Again, that has to do with body dimension as opposed to what the pose is supposed to look like. So for some of us, it works to touch the heels. For some of us, it doesn't. I'm pretty long, so I need mine forward. Give yourself that space. And then we're going to inhale, press into our feet, lift up. And then you take whatever proppage you're using. You can see I'm up on my tippy toes to get started. Slide what you're working with underneath your sacrum. Your sacrum is that triangle at the bottom of your tailbone. What tends to happen in this pose is we get those blocks too high on the spine. So you can see my bones are hanging off the blocks and this just feels absolutely awful. Like there couldn't be enough pots smoked to make this feel good. So if you're there, if there's this big crunch in your lumbar, probably means you need to drag the blocks further closer to your heels. So make those adjustments and then go ahead and snuggle your shoulders underneath you. You could even do cactus arms here. Sometimes that helps us to find it, or not cactus, robot arms. Or you can grab the outer edges of your mat to help you find that snuggling under. And like I said, nice, long, delicious hold in this Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, this bridge pose. Take a moment here to connect with your breath again. Maybe slow it down after all of that flow. This is a beautiful pose to really feel that expansiveness that happens on the inhale. It's very three-dimensional, and that's accessible. You could even rest your hands on your rib cage maybe, and just notice how things expand and contract with the inhale and the exhale. And even in this configuration, there's a little bit of this feeling that we had when we started class in that thoracic back bend. So the opening of the chest, the heart in the upper body. See if you can find a little more of that sensation. It might mean that you snuggle your shoulder blades under just a hair more. And then also just know that this is a good pose to not be moving your neck. So you're not looking side to side. Back of the neck is nice and long. With each inhale, the chest is expanding towards the chin. So good amount of pressure on the neck and the shoulders here. So we want to keep the spine nice and safe. So gaze up at the ceiling. Our eyes are probably closed. And I want you to observe if you've started to roll at all to the outer edges of your feet. So maybe the knees are splaying out. So find a little effort, even though this is more of a restorative version of this pose. Feel those inner thighs spiral down to the mat as you extend your tailbone forward. And if you want to here, just because, we're tripping balls on our imaginary pot, it's 420, it's spring, things are starting to green up. Marijuana is a beautiful green. So back openers often correspond with the fourth chakra, which is located in the heart center. And the color, of course, is green. So if you are a visual person, maybe on your inhale, you just want to just visualize a ball of green spinning. Feel this openness, this love that corresponds with the heart too. Maybe you just think that's downright silly, so you can laugh at that. That's also a-okay. Either way, though, just feeling a little lighter, feeling a little more open. And that just might be physically here, but maybe even energetically that's transferring somehow for you. Let's go ahead and I'm going to give you the option here. If you're feeling really good and happy here, this is where you stay. But if you're interested in coming into a supported shoulder stand, we're in this setup, so that can be really nice. Sometimes you do have to adjust the block a little bit. Usually it has to go again a little closer towards your heels as you come in. But if that's you, you just release your feet back down, but go ahead and bend one knee in, then the other. Your sacrum is still resting on the block. So as you're here, if you feel unsteady, place feet down, make any little adjustments that you need to. Sometimes you need to go a little lower on the blocks as well. If you feel okay, start to extend your legs up towards the ceiling. And I'm gonna say just find like this happy place with your legs. So you don't need to be engaging all of the muscles, but there's, a slight amount of effort. Not necessarily flexing your feet unless that feels good. Just kind of, chill. And then maybe you've observed how the weight has just shifted down into the shoulders a little more. There's a little more weight on the neck. If you're in a body where that doesn't feel good, and just place your feet back down, coming into your bridge pose. Let's try to be here for a few more breaths. Good. So if you're in your supported shoulder stand, take a nice deep inhale. Good. Exhale, bend your right knee. Take an inhale. And then exhale, bend your left knee. Good. And then as you exhale, release that right foot to the floor. Feel the foot when it touches the ground. Take an inhale. Exhale, left foot releases down. Feel it when it touches. Good. Inhale, press into your feet. Slide blocks out from underneath you. Good. And then lower down. Walk your feet as wide as your mat. Take your arms out in a T shape. And then move so slow as you start to windshield wiper your legs back and forth. So as you're passing through each little move, you're noticing the stretches, you're feeling the feels. Good. The next time the knees are falling off to the right, just leave them there. And you can stay like this if this feels like a nice stretch. If you'd like to intensify things, maybe you take right ankle, cross it above your left knee. Maybe you roll onto your left cheek, gaze out over your left fingertips. Feel your shoulder blades nice and heavy in the mat underneath you here. So that openness, that stretch across your heart and chest. And then if your right ankle is crossed above that left knee, just return it to that right edge of your mat. Inhale, knees come up to center. And then they drop off to the left. It's just kind of nice little twist, kind of gets into a different place. All of these little twists that we do, there's lots of nice little different ones, and they all kind of scratch different itches. Stay here like this. If you want to take left ankle above right knee and that feels okay, you do that. Keep both shoulder blades pressing even. Maybe gaze out over your right fingertips. That's not happening. Straight up at the ceiling is good. Eyes are probably closed, in fact. Uncross ankle if you took that variation. Good. Inhale, knees up to center. Then nice and easy, give yourself a little hug here. So bend the knees into the chest. You're welcome to do a little not child's pose, happy baby. If that feels good in your body for a breath or two, we're all eventually moving towards our final resting pose. Classic Shavasana, legs extended out a little wider than hips distance apart, if that feels okay. You might need to take a little support underneath your knees. And try to find that thoracic opening. So that lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. It's a little thoracic stretch, but you feel really relaxed and easy here. One more deep inhale. Sip in a little more air at the top. And then let it go. Melt in. Take rest. So if you're totally mellowed out and you can stay in Shavasana a little longer, I invite you to do that. But if you have to come back to reality, go ahead and take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Let the breath go. And then start to bring some gentle movement to your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. I swear to God, I did not smoke pot during this class. No pot plants were harmed for the filming of this Zoom yoga class. Eventually, you're going to roll to one side or the other. Just find the fetal position and just pause there a moment. Good. You're going to use your hands to help you press up to a comfortable seat. You're going to notice how you feel differently here physically. How has the breath changed? Mentally, what's shifted for you? Send yourself love and gratitude. Send the world love and gratitude. Just promise yourself that you're going to carry this mellow, groovy feeling with you into the rest of the day ahead. Bring your palms together, your heart. Just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, everybody. Thank you. Namaste. I don't know how you say goodbye in pot speak. There's probably a thing like dude or something like that. I don't know.